Robyn McKeefrey is a registered nurse specialising in maternal-child healthcare. With extensive experience, she brings a wealth of professional knowledge and expertise to her work. Robyn's expertise in the field has led her to write a book titled Mummy Went to the Hospital to Bring Home a New Baby, which serves as a valuable resource for families navigating the exciting journey of welcoming a new addition to their family. And Robyn is here with us just now. How are you today?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Excellent, thanks. So, what was your background in maternal-child healthcare, and how did it inspire you to write this book?
So, when I was growing up, my mother would say I was happiest when I was around a pregnant woman or a baby. And my grandmother and my grandfather were in the medical field, and I just had a passion for that particular area of medicine. So my whole life, I just knew I wanted to be a nurse.
Yeah.
And I knew I wanted to work with pregnant people and babies. So I educated myself through university, and I specialized in all areas of obstetrics, labor and delivery. So I was delivering babies. I was helping moms after they had their babies. I specialized in the neonatal intensive care unit at times. So I have a very well-rounded background in that particular maternal-child healthcare field.
Yeah.
So my inspiration for the book was my daughter. My eldest daughter was having her second baby. And I started to think, what kind of conversations was she having with my grandson, who was 2 years old at the time? What kind of conversations to have with her when I was expecting my second child? And what was going through the mind of my grandson, getting all of this wealth of information about expecting a sibling himself. So it was my inspiration.
So how does the book deal with that issue and perhaps teach siblings about having a new baby coming?
As we all know, children love books. They love textbooks. They love to turn the pages. They love to be read to. So this particular book inspires in a young child, and it is told by the perspective of a young child who's expecting a sibling. So there are lessons to be learned in the book about what babies need when they cry and why they cry. And let's talk about good sharing, because we all know about sharing in young children. That can sometimes be an issue and a challenge, right?
Yeah.
And it's about spending time with that young child who is about to have a sibling, and all of the education that goes along with that. So I found that when I was raising my own children, which I draw upon my own background and my own experience as well, I thought I had them as a captive audience in the car.
Yeah.
So there are many scenes in the book where the mom is talking and having these important conversations while they're in the car, and while that young child is actually holding their favorite stuffed toy, thinking about good sharing, and all that goes into that. So there's some very colorful and endearing scenes in the book. The characters, as you can see behind me, are, very vibrant, and, they're just, latch onto them and you like them.
Do you hope the book will make the sibling excited about the new child coming?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think there are some great scenes in the book with the baby where the young child, the sibling is home now, and the young child is actually giving that little baby its new favorite toy, and, having that sharing experience, and the baby's holding that sibling's hand and smiling at them. And there you can see that bonding is taking place, and that love is being established. So it's very special.
And the title of the book is interesting because it's Mummy Went to Hospital to Bring Home a New Baby, which we all know isn't exactly the full story about what happens. Is the title kind of the child's perspective?
Right. So the beginning of the book takes place where the child is basically sitting on a rug in a room, looking at the stuffed toy, and grandma is in the background in another room watching on. And the baby, the sibling basically says, Mommy went to the hospital to bring home a new baby, and I miss her. So, you can see how that child is thinking, not only about, missing the mom, but the different scenes in the book take you through those expectations. Like the child is peering into the child's room, the new baby's room, and like, what am I going to expect and what's coming in here? And just kind of peering in, and just very cute little scenes where the mom and the child are spending time going on a walk or, playing in the park, and just spending that critical alone time together and that preparatory time.
So how much of the book is inspired by your professional career and how much is inspired by your own personal experience?
So I think it's a very solid mix. Obviously, it takes my educational expertise and brings it forward in the book. But there are also some nuances that are very special to me, like the stuffed toy is a little stuffed bunny. Yeah. And my granddaughter happens to love bunnies, so we made the stuffed toy a bunny. And there are some other very special nuances in the book, like the little girl's wearing yellow socks, and my daughter had a big thing about yellow socks when she was little. So I take some of that personal, endearing, likable material from my personal experience, and I tie it in with my educational background. So, lessons learned in the book for new siblings, families that are growing and expanding, and, just that touchable, readable, turn those pages, vibrant colors, characters that you attach yourself to, just all of that wrapped all into one.
Yeah. So who would you recommend this book for? Is it for any child who's expecting a sibling, or does it have to be a child that's maybe showing signs of not wanting a sibling?
I mean, there are always chances that a child that has a new sibling introduced into the family will regress a little bit. Yeah. So I think that it's a great shower gift, baby shower gift. It's a great baby sprinkle gift. It's a great book for just kids who love babies in general, who, aren't necessarily expecting a sibling, but certainly those who, are expecting siblings, they can learn and grow, in a different kind of way, because the perspective is told from that of a young child and not someone who's just kind of getting, the lesson learned, but it's just told in a very different way, which I think is kind of special.
Even just receiving the book as a gift will help that sibling not feel left out when their new baby sibling is getting loads of gifts.
Yeah, and this can be given ahead of time, obviously, because there are so many lessons to be learned, about, what babies need and, about sharing, and all of that can be done up front. And I mean, my grandchildren won't go to sleep without the book. They just love the book. I mean, maybe it's because grandma's picture's on the back of the book.
Yeah,
but,
maybe.
But anyway, they love it.
Yeah.
So the kids, we've had great reviews. It's been very well received. People are leaving reviews on Amazon and the other book sites, and they just really appreciate, I think, what's the content that's the book, and the messaging that it is trying to get out there, and just the fact that the kids love the book. It's very colorful, and it's just got great information in it.
Now, are you working on any more books?
Oh, very good question. Yeah. So I'm tossing around possibly making it a coloring book, because, young children love to color and put their own taste to it. So if I kept the front and the back of the book, you can see behind me the vibrant color, and kept the text in the book and just made the characters and the scenes into a coloring book, kids can go and do their own thing. I've also had some ideas about maybe making a cookbook for kids and using the same characters and, making those special little recipes that you can engage in, with your young child. And I also have some other books, kind of in the making. So,
yes.
Yeah, I'd like to carry forward, It's great.
In the meantime, where are we able to find this book? Mummy went to the hospital to bring home a new baby?
So this book is available on Amazon, and it usually comes the next day, which is great.
Yeah.
And it's available on all of the social media sites, all of the online bookstores, Barnes & Noble, Google Books. It's on iUniverse. So it's all over. All you have to do is Google it and you'll find a site.
Brilliant. Well, many thanks for joining us today. It's been great having you here.
Thank you so much for having me, and have a great day.